good.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, which means another fun, somewhat off-the-rails episode of Midweek Meltdown. I am the host, the Pony Boy, along with my faithful cowboy, Jake, and the predictions champ, the wise one. We have a massive episode, as long as a massive guest with us tonight. I don't know if there's any way else to describe the man, but he is the juggernaut of evil. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that they call the Bow.
Oh, wrong button.
You do it?
Hey, you're hitting the wrong button. Say his name. Say the name. The three most terrifying letters in Rocket Pro Wrestling. Bow, thank you for coming on tonight. You are a very busy man. You have a very busy schedule ahead of you. But for those watching and listening, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm well. Just getting ready for the weekend. Big show this weekend.
That is right. You do have a big show. Let's get into that real quick, because it's one thing. A lot of people around the Joliet area know you with RPW, but your talent has allowed you to expand to other companies.
So this Saturday I'll be. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, so this Saturday I'll be at Frozen Tundra Wrestling at the Dodge County Fairgrounds, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Me and Tom from the Scumbag Army are going to wrestle the Baker Boys, who are the hometown boys. So in another state, Tom and I will be representing the Scumbag Army as the bad guys, not the hometown heroes.
I mean,
big show that's been advertised on ESPN Radio. ESPN Radio has been all of this. The actual ESPN Radio hosts are actually involved in the match. One of them is in our corner, and the other one is in the other corner.
That's a big thing to have ESPN, and everybody will hear that go, well, ESPN's with WWE, but lately in the past couple years, the boom of independent wrestling has just went global. What is your thoughts on that? Is it more so that the actual talent and the shows are better than what you're seeing on TV, or is it the truth of the matter that it's more affordable for the common family?
Well, anytime you have a good product that anybody wants to see and get interested in, I mean, it's going to expand. This will be my third year doing the Rumble at Beaver Dam at the Dodge County Fair. And it gets bigger every year. The first year we had maybe 500 people. Last year we had about 1,000 people, and I was doing it was a no holds barred match against a guy named Garrison Creed, and the interest in the fans was just awesome. And we went for about good 30 minutes beating the hell out of each other until someone was decided as the winner. And you're talking like we had everything in that match weapon wise you could think of. And, I'm excited for this year. The reach that it's gotten now, they actually built us a stage for the ring with like a huge overhead area pavilion for like ESPN Radio to be in. And I'm hoping this year we're going to have at least 2,000 people standing around that ring because, like I said, it gets bigger every year, and that's awesome. So it's good promotion, Frozen Tundra. I've been there about 2 years now. And last year I was there. I was partying with Heath Slater. We got rained out for about an hour.
Does he still have 7 kids, or is it 8?
It's 8, but I will tell you that Heath Slater had never had a spotted cow before, and we anointed him that night.
Oh no, the great white cow juice of the North. You said you've been in no holds bar matches and you had every weapon known to man. It's become a thing. What is the most out of the box weapon you have ever seen or used?
Oh, tough question there. really thinking here. Just your normal stuff I've really used. I'm trying to think back because I had a last man standing match with Machine. I'd say probably a plastic bag.
All right. I was not expecting that answer.
Yeah, the fans called the twist the dick spot, and he had a plastic bag on his hand for to give me the twist the dick spot.
Oh, I mean, and if we're gonna be fair, if we're gonna talk about Scumbag Army's members, you know, you are the third member of the Scumbag Army to come on the show. Your cohorts Tom and Matt, fuckers. Machine, I believe you said it is like one of the OGs, quote unquote OG scumbags.
Correct. He was the original member with Rat Flywheel.
God, we love Machine. I licked him last night. He's mine. I own him.
We won't talk about that.
But the reason I ask about the weapon is because we had a guest on in the past, the Wild Man Beast. He's retired and everything. He said that he got put in a fans bring the weapons, and they brought a thing of scorpions.
Oh wow!
And they were put on the nipples. Is that where Bow draws the line?
I would say so. Yes.
Okay. All right, Hannah, I'll drink.
I think I'll do the most crazy. I think one of the most craziest things I did was actually me and Tom one time did a last man standing match against each other where I actually chokeslammed him through the entranceway from like to about 10 feet up.
Tom's a glutton for punishment, though. Like he's a good guy. You know, I will say this for the record: for a group of guys, a faction that goes by the Scumbag Army, you are some of the nicest people I know. But you know, we're gonna kind of get back to this weekend, Frozen Tundra. What are you most looking forward to? You know, you said you were with them last year. You get brought back again. Now you have Tom coming with you. What is the outcome that you guys are expecting to have?
Well, everyone's rooting for the hometown boys, but a lot of the talk going around for that match is that the Baker boys, because they're big guys. A lot of talk is they can't last longer than 6 minutes in a ring. They got to get the job done quick because they can't last. And if you guys know me and Tom, we're known for drawing a match out and beating someone's ass.
And you want to know what? I will commend you. I will commend you. You are one of the bigger men. You are a big man in the ring. Your cardio is very uncommon for a big guy. Now you see guys like, you know, I'll say like Marche, or I'll say Steve Michaels, and that's what in my mind and a lot of other people's minds puts you like further than them. Now, again, you can last longer than 6 minutes. Hopefully, Tom's hair can last longer than 6 minutes.
Gonna make the comment, but I'll shut up.
It's high. Make the comment. Do it. Do it right now.
Nope.
Don't be a pussy.
My family watches this show.
We have Bow on. We have Bow. This ain't a family show tonight. So once victory is acquired, instead of Spotted Cow, will there be Malort for the Chicago boys?
I don't touch that stuff. I do not touch that stuff.
He's smart.
I like to be able to wake up the next morning.
Oh God, it's true. So got that this weekend. You were on the ESPN radio talking about that. You're on tonight. You're a busy man, but it doesn't end for you there. At the Kicks on 66 event with Rocket Pro Wrestling, you had a great triple threat match. And you won, and you have the coveted number 25 entrance slot for the 25-man battle royal. What does that do for your mindset at this point? Because again, there's a lot. The independent scene has blown up. There's a lot of great young talent. There's a lot of veteran talents coming out just to be a part of it. What does that do for you? Now, I'm not saying you're old. I'm not saying you're young, but you're right in that fine wine category.
Yes, aging like a fine wine. Thank you. So for me, I've been here. I've been at Rocket Pro on and off about 3 or 4 years, and it's actually this year becoming like a staple company for me. And officially have signed the dotted line that I'll be here a lot more often this coming season. So this whole sporadic stuff where you see B.O.W. here and there, that's done. I'm no longer working the quote unquote Samoan schedule. If you know what I mean.
Wow! In honor of that, I got to do one of these. Pew. We're leaving it.
Which, so yeah, I'll be at Rocket Pro a lot more often this year. And for the Rumble, the Fall Brawl, Rocket Pro Rumble means a lot to me because this is my chance to establish that I am a dominant force officially in Rocket Pro Wrestling, regardless if it was the 25th entry or if I was the first entry. I've gone the distance before in Royals. So for me, this is about establishing myself as one of the top forces that I am coming to be at the top of Rocket Pro Wrestling this year. By hell or high water, nothing stands in my way. I'm rewriting the script this year, and I'm going to show them that there's more than one dominant big man in Rocket Pro Wrestling.
I mean,
Amen.
We've seen your matches there. You've come back. You're in great shape, and it's funny because a lot of guys seem to start wanting to be a part of RPW. And you've been around the block. You have been to multiple promotions. You've been with multiple promotions. What, with you, personal opinion, what makes RPW such a sponge for the independent wrestling scene lately?
So first and foremost, it's the presentation. The presentation isn't like anything you're going to get anywhere in this area. Rocket Pro invests in the company to make sure that it's always evolving and looking better and better. So that's one of the main reasons, but also a lot of things that young talent are looking for is to make sure that they can be seen. And Rocket Pro does a great job of making sure that their talent is seen by putting high standards of presentation out there when they put their footage out to make sure that these guys are getting a first-class product that they can submit to other companies to show them, hey, this is a place I've worked for, and these companies are going to see this like, wow, why is this not one step from being on television? So for me, Rocket Pro sets a high standard in the area for where independent wrestling should be.
We have a comment from, if I say your name wrong, please apologize, Bretta Cooper. RPW heavyweight title will look good on you and will be good addition to your already growing collection of titles. I mean, I think Bao would look good in gold. He's just saying. But with that, you have, the 25 guys. There are some hefty, heavy hitters in the Rumble that I've heard of. And again, you've never backed down from a challenge. You know what you're doing. Is there any one person you're looking to tie up with specifically in that Rumble that you haven't yet?
Well, there's a lot of young guys. There's a lot of veteran guys. You get a mixture of everything. Since I've been at Rocket Pro, I haven't really had the opportunity to lock horns with M80 Marche Rocket. And there's a high probability that we'll be looking across from each other at some point in this match. And me and Marche go way back. We've had some bangers all across the United States, and the fans, I think, at some point deserve to see what me and Marche can do in a ring. And there's no love lost there. There's a heavy respect between the two of us. But with all due respect, I'm coming into this Rumble to declare that it is now my time. It is B.O.W's time to shine. Like, it's Marche, it's time to go and put you in the past, brother. And it's time for B.O.W. to actually, you guys know the chant. The crowd loves it. The crowd's behind me. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty hot at Rocket Pro. So Marche,
You wanna know what?
If it comes to me looking across from me at the ring, Marche, got to do what I got to do, brother.
Hannah Drexel goes, give me All Day versus B.O.W, just like Brock versus Oba. That is a compliment of compliments.
Yeah, I'll take that compliment.
But and I want to say that, and I'm going to compare you to somebody that we all do respect. Your hotness with RPW from season 7, I can compare it to Paulie Tomaselli. Like, you guys kind of came back. You now, you're a mainstay at RPW, and you are just one of the fan favorites. And what does that do for you? Because again, I'm not saying you're old. I'm not trying to upset you. I don't want you to hurt me because you are bigger than me. So I'm being respectful. But for somebody at your chapter in your career to have that type of pop and that type of just fan involvement to you, what does that do for you?
Well, I have lots of talks with a lot of the young guys in the locker room, about, just keep it simple, stupid, guys. Like the simple things work. And it was something I had never done before when I started doing the B.O.W chant. I never done anything like that before. And I just said, no one's doing it. Why the hell not? And it caught on so quickly. And mind you, people in the back thought I was a fool for doing it. They said, this is not going to work. And, the way this has grown to where, the chant with B.O.W, it sends that shiver down your spine where you're just like, you want to go out there and give these fans the best performance that they can see out there. And that's really what it is for me. Is I always find ways to evolve to where I'm never Manila with the crowd. I mean, in my 17 years, I've never gotten this is boring chant, and I take a lot of pride in that, because if I ever were to hear that in my match, you best assured that's not going to be a very long chant.
Again, something as small as
I don't want to cut you up. And it was rough, because I remember when I first came to Rocket Pro Wrestling, I was a bad guy, and first time I locked up in an RPW ring, I heard the fans like, what's this guy going to do, and that all changed really quick, because even though I was a bad guy at first, that the fans learned to fall in love with, like, they saw the moves I was doing as a big guy, like, well, holy crap, like, this guy might be a bad guy, but he can fucking bang, excuse my language.
No, swear you want to know, and it's funny you say that, because, when me and Brad were there when you first started coming to RPW, and again, I'm a big guy as yourself. We're big backs, and the first thing I said to him was like, this guy moves like Bam Bam Bigelow. And he's sitting there and he's looking at him and goes, that's probably the smartest thing you've ever said.
And then I told him, you haven't seen nothing yet.
No,
like I said,
I have, and
I was with Blitz, but I knew who you were. Like, you were never in Blitz when I was there, but I knew who you were from Machine, from Grant, all of those guys. And they, Machine was like, oh my God, B.O.W is just phenomenal. He's a big guy, but he is very athletic. When you see him for the very first time, you're going to be like, holy shit. So I did. I found one, Machine showed me one of your matches off his phone, because I do believe he said you guys tagged together, right?
We held the Power Tag Team Champions for a while. Power Tag Team Championships for a while.
So, yeah. So when he first saw you for the very first time, and he said that, I said, and then I'm like, wait, you haven't seen nothing yet. The match just started.
And again, it's great because you came in as a bad guy, but after that match, and again, everybody loved it. Halfway through the match, everybody started doing the B.O.W, hand motion, and like you said, guys were saying that it was stupid. But it's amazing how something as small as simple as this will get you over, and it has become a massive mainstay in RPW.
Well, they always also said too, like, you're pretty much ripping off RVD, and I said, well, who else is doing it this day and age? There's no one else doing it. Like, I'm not out here saying I'm RVD by any means. I'm just saying, like, he made that famous. Sure, why not? Why not keep doing what your peers have done to get the crowd behind you?
You know, and I again, once it got over, it's been a mainstay. You have been a mainstay, and we've been trying to get you on this show for months. But again, you're a busy man. You got a lot of things going on, and that's one of the greatest things that I have seen with RPW. The amount of work that the men and women put into RPW, and then when you guys go to another company, it just offsets it. But I do have to ask a burning question in my mind. If it happens, because I don't know who's in the Rumble with you, but if you're in the ring and say Matt Creed, Heisman, maybe a possible guest of Holiday or Paulie, what's that gonna do to the, what's gonna happen?
There's years of respect in the Scumbag Army that has been built up for over a long time. And at the end of the day, we all know business is business. I mean, if you look at the flyer for Fall Brawl, you got Youth Gone Wild facing Whiskey Bent and Hellbound. We're all Scumbag Army members, but competition is real. At the end of the day, I know that they're going to go out there and not pull some finger poke of doom BS. It's going to be a straight up fight. And, they're going to see who the better tag team is. And then after it's all said and done, they're going to shake hands and go to the back and, party like the scumbags know how. So when it comes to the Royal, we know whoever's in that Royal, we're all brothers at the end of the day. But we all know it's also for a possibility of being the heavyweight champion of Rocket Pro Wrestling. So bygones be bygones.
Hopefully they're all listening to that and they catch that.
You know what? You know what I want to see? Hold on, Pony Boy. You know what I want to see?
Okay, go ahead.
Here's a dream tag match for the RPW tag belts. You've Gone Wild versus
Oh boy.
Machine and B.O.W.
Oh!
Tell me that would not be one hell of a hard-hitting match.
Certified banger.
Can I amplify that one second? Machine and Bao as a tag team is wrestling dream. That's what we want. Throw the scumbags in there with Tom and Creed. But can we make it a triple threat tag team match? Can we get Hardcore Impact involved? You would have fun in that match.
Before the Scumbag Army United, as we did now, me, Max, and Machine did a group called The Plague, and we were at Power Wrestling, and we actually wrestled Hardcore Impact in a 6-man tag team match.
Ooh, let's run it back.
But don't forget too, me and Max have also been tag champs as well, so we can flip flop.
You had your fair share of gold.
Hey, you know what?
And speaking of, like,
if Nuke is listening, you know what RPW needs? And I'm going to go out and say it because we need a 6-man tag championship like back in the old days of WCCW.
Oh my God!
You can put Bob, Machine, and Max together, our 6-man tag champs. Just saying.
I was really hoping you were going to say a steel cage.
That too. The belts can be defended in the cage.
Jesus. You know what? And I think that's one of the greatest things that, and we've been part of RPW since the beginning of the year. The amount of love that you and the talent have for that company, it just blows my mind. But I do have to question. I do. Is there any? And I know you said it. I know there's nothing stopping you. But you gotta. Is there any part of your mind that is in that point of the belt is on Shaq Jordan, that big four-headed bastard? And he has his little cronies, black excellence or black succulents, as I call them. Does that weigh on you at all? Because again, you are one of the bigger men in RPW. You are probably one of the favorites to win the Rumble, sitting at the 25 spot. Is there any part in your mind that has you thinking, okay, they're going to pull some shenanigans?
Well, if they were, I'd like to remind you guys that I was this close to beating Steve Michaels with how many people interfering in our match? I mean, he won on a technicality, me knocking him out, and his foot just so happened to be across my chest, guys. I mean, you guys remember that match? I took him to hell and back in that match, and I took down, 5 of his guys in that match doing it. And then I did something that no one had ever done to Steve Michaels. I put him on my shoulders and dropped him to that table, and the fans went apeshit.
I remember that.
I got to talk about that real quick. We're sitting over there calling it, and again, nothing against you. I didn't think it was going to happen. You got him up and dropped him so perfectly. I thought the ring was going to break.
Don't skip leg day.
But oh man, personal messages.
I might not be a physical specimen, guys, but I've moved some heavy stuff in my days.
Stuff. I like how he's trying to, he's taking what Cowboy said. It's a family show, And again, that match, if I recall right, Steve Michaels ran like a dog with his tail between his legs when it was over. That was the match where Maximus Orion won the title, because I dropped it to the table and his foot beat me on a technicality, and then they brought half the roster out still to finish the job to get Maximus Orion the title, which is fine. It now.
Which is fine. I'll say I definitely did wear him down for him, right? But you
went BTA on that boy. You went belt to ass, which again,
then I come back and kicks on 66 and pull off another holy shit chant.
Listen, you want to know what? Again, I'm gonna stand true to the record. That triple threat match, everything was against you in that match, and nothing against my guy Paulie, but I don't think it went to anybody more deserving than you. You've come back. You have been a massive force.
Thank you.
Crowd favorite. It's funny because my niece and nephew, the little Satans, they ask me every week, who's coming on? And I tell them the other day we're sitting in their school parking lot so I could drop them off. I'm like, bow. And the 9-year-old, I look in my rear view mirror. She's just doing. I'm like, and it's got to feel great. And you're my choice to win. I'm calling it now. I'm gonna be like Babe Ruth pointing to I got Bow winning. I don't think there's really anybody in that locker room. Granted, maybe Marche is going to give you a run for your money, but you did take Steve Michaels to the brink. I got Bow winning the whole kit and caboodle. That's my call.
Thank you.
And I haven't had any Malort yet, so I'm sober.
Here he goes again, sucking up to the guest.
Huh?
I'm not sucking up.
Here he goes again. Why is one sucking up to our guest?
I can't just give the man his flowers. The man has earned it.
Well, what about you two guys? Who do you guys got your money on to win the Rumble?
Yeah.
Who do I got?
Who's going to win?
Yeah, who do you guys got?
Yeah.
You and Cowboy have.
He's on right now. As soon as he became
Fuck your shit now, Cowboy.
I mean, you guys. I should be a fan favorite of all you guys because B.O.W is a lot like TLC.
You know what? Look at that bow.
I see what you did. Hold on, that deserves a shot. Fuck. That deserves a shot.
Bow in the battle royal, and not picking him to win is like putting Andre the Giant back in the day in a battle royal and saying he's not going to win.
Yeah.
No. That's just foolishness. Especially when you get
he
the
always sucks up, so we have to
25,
give him shit when
you
we
got
can.
the last spot.
He always sucks up to our guests, so now he's got his no headphones on. We can fuck with him. Oh, we weren't talking about this. Where?
I didn't know what to grab, so I'm going to let the special guest call the shot. Do we got Malort bourbon or Malort?
Half and half.
Fuck!
Legendary suffering.
Okay, let me get a shot
It's my thing.
Okay. Fucking juggernaut of evil. God damn it.
I've got no liquor, so I can't do a shot with him. I'll drink a beer with him.
Hannah, I know you got Maximus Orion up there, but I am sorry. As Wade Barrett would say, I got some bad news for you on that decision. And Bow's going to go over.
We all are.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Any questions for the fans while we're waiting on Cody to mix his drink together?
So unprofessional. Can't have a shot glass ready.
Right? It's like you think this is his first rodeo.
Sometimes it is.
No pun intended.
You know, he probably didn't have it ready because he knew Youth Gone Wild wasn't on, so he'd be safe.
Yeah.
No, you know what? In honor of that, because I'm in the process of moving and I put all my shot glasses away.
Hey, by the way, hey, you got to swallow, Cody.
That's the first time he's heard that one. Brad, just like a side job, he's got to swallow.
Even through the camera, I make them suffer. I was just telling you to do a half and a half shot. I didn't tell you to do all that.
No, I had the bourbon in my mouth and I did that. Oh my god! Oh fuck that! No! Oh my god! Hold on.
This is how you wean someone off that has a problem.
You talked to. Oh god! That was gross.
Hey,
The juggernaut of evil. Yeah.
Did we hit 1,000?
No, we didn't yet. Oh god.
Yeah.
So, Bo,
Wait. Where are we at?
I think we're at like 950 something. So, oh god, that was horrible. Oh my god, you are a horrible human being for calling that one.
Cowboy, the light bulb just went off. Instead of a Malort Everclear shot, he's got to do a Malort bourbon and a Malort just like he did. And do we mix Everclear with it?
I think that was the first time. And Bao is going to – we're at 956. Bao has just made – again, oh, my God, it's right there in my tonsils.
I always
that was the first time I've ever – that was the first time I've almost ever thrown up on camera. It was there, like it was the shoulder rise, like the Adam's apple, like the cell. No, oh my god, okay, wow, my head hurts, like right there. Holy fuck, that was not good.
You know, I heard a shot of Everclear. A shot of Everclear will take care of that too.
Dude, I'd rather do a shot of fucking Goldschlager than that again. Holy
chase it with some absinthe.
Fuck me. Anyway, let's. Oh my god, the burps are worse. Oh my god, it's like dragon's breath. Oh my god.
Man, you better hope that wears off before tomorrow.
While he's recovered, you guys want to hear something funny? One of the things that I do,
yes, please,
especially wearing this mask, whenever I'm a bad guy, I'll slam someone on the ground and I'll go to the pin them or put a hold on them. I'll look out at the crowd and I'll find just some random chick in the audience and I'll just stick my tongue out of the mask and go like that, and it freaks them the fuck out.
I think I made that exact face. I made that face. Okay, before that devilish wow. I kind of want to go back. You know, there's a photo out there from Kicks on 66. Youth Gone Wild came back graciously, scumbagily. That's not even a word. But at the end of the match, it was you. Oh God. It was, oh my God, shut up, Brad. You were in the ring, Heisman, Creed, Paulie, Kip was in the ring. What did that mean for you guys? And me thinking about it, and I don't want to compare it, but it was very the curtain call with Michaels, Michaels, Triple H, Razor, and Nash. It kind of had that feel to it. What did it mean for you to have all your guys in one ring again with everything that has happened?
Well, first of all, no one's leaving. No one's getting fired. That was a culmination.
If you request that again, you should.
That was a culmination of a lot of work between all of us. It was good to finally get some recognition that hey, the Scumbag Army needs to be at Rocket Pro Wrestling. It's something that needs to be there. And it kind of tips the scales against Black Excellence and all these other super factions that are just the bad guys. Now the fans have a super face faction, a super group of good guys they can all root for that's gonna lay down the law and set the record straight at Rocket Pro. There's no more of these super teams like they have in the NBA or wherever other sport you watch, where they have these super teams of bad guys that's going to run rampant over Rocket Pro. Now there's the scales are balanced because the Scumbag Army is gonna right the ship if you try to overstep your boundaries here. So for us,
I love it.
That was a huge moment because that hasn't happened in about 3 years. 3 years ago that happened, and then everything went south. And then not now between us, just another company. And now here we're at Rocket Pro, and now we're just all in the same house, and we're all going to be here for a while. There's no going away.
I kind of, again, I'm going to throw a match out there. If Nuke is listening, I kind of want a war game style with Scumbag Army and Black Succulents. I like it. Granted, they're too chicken shit to do it.
Well, we haven't crossed paths yet, so.
I'm hoping. I kind of want to ask you, get your opinion on, because something big happened at Kicks on 66. And you guys have, like, you and the Scumbag Army are now a big fan favorite. A fan favorite did the ultimate heel turn. Now, not that it bothers you any, but Black Excellence gained a new member. So, you got your faction, they got your faction, you're going to cross one way or another. How, and you're a man of the people. You are, how did it seem to you when Maya did that heel turn?
Well, I mean, obviously she's doing what she thinks is best for her career at Rocket Pro Wrestling. And, the fans don't obviously like it. And it was a betrayal to the fans. It's not my place to say what's best for her career or not, but if she feels going with Black Excellence is, going to further her career, then more power to her, But yeah. I will say that when anybody in the Scumbag Army was ever trained, women get into wrestling business because they like getting hit. So, that's not trying to cross a boundary there or anything like that, but that's what they always said. You go through the same training as the guys. So, if Maya steps in the way of anybody in the Scumbag Army and, lays a hand, don't think we're going to pull, there won't be retaliation.
FAFO.
I kind of like that may happen at the Rumble.
Well, she's in
That's
there, right?
great.
Is she in there? Is she in there?
I don't know. The only thing that I know is the matches that have been announced. It is a massive card.
I think they did announce
season 8 starting off with a bang.
What I will say,
I don't know if she's in it.
What I will say though is, I've been in a tag team with Melanie. I've been in a tag team with Melanie Cruz, and if you ever seen her,
love her.
Yes.
That girl don't.
That's
pull her
a
punches
bad.
on
I'm going to say this respectfully, because I love Melanie and she intimidates me. That's a bad bitch. Okay.
Oh yeah.
If I ever needed to have somebody come take care of some female business, 1-800 Melanie Cruz. Hey, take care of this.
There's actually a tag team match. There's actually a tag team match with me and Melanie Cruz where we tagged. I collect.
Maybe she needs to come back to RPW.
I collect tag team partners like Infinity Stones.
You're the thin. Oh my God!
You know
I love the reference.
Hey, if Melanie comes back,
oh, she's out there. I just saw her in a flyer.
there's one person that we might be able to get rid of.
Oh, Santino.
Oh,
Bingo!
Does he not like Melanie?
So when
Story time.
we ran Blitz, okay, Santino would always try to get behind the curtain, go backstage, and we kept telling him, like he would, like literally, it felt like a bunch of us were playing ping pong because he kept going to the other side, and Melanie's like, "I'll handle this." Melanie went out there. She's like, "You step foot back there." She goes, "I will personally kill you. You step back there." That's all it took. And then we had radios. So then it's like Santino's coming to the curtain. So everybody be like, "Mel, that side." And Mel would just come up, open the curtain, just peek through, he'd see. And she's like, "Go back and sit down." He'd go back, sit down, and never get back up the rest of the show. He's terrible.
Listen, I love Melanie. She's an absolute sweetheart. You know, I wish her nothing but the best. So with what is it? It's about the 45-minute mark. There have been a lot of fan-asked questions. Now, this is about the time where we kind of peel back the curtain, get the story of B.O.W. Hold on. I got to go back because you're a very popular man, sir.
Oh,
kind of jealous. You're a popular man. There are a couple questions, and these are from the fans. I do want, one of them was a very good one. The mask. Now, if as wrestling fans know, masks are very significant into wrestlers, from lucha to prestige. Thank you, Jake. That's a big word for me. What was the idea? How did the mask come about? How did that become one of your calling cards or your most recognizable features?
So when I first put together the character of B.O.W, I wanted to do something like how do you separate yourself from what's already been done? And you know, when I first started wrestling, I was a very vanilla character. I wasn't always B.O.W. You know, and I was just another average, independent wrestler. And when the company I started training for closed, I was already working on the character of B.O.W, what it was going to be. And I had put some feelers out there, done a couple matches with it, and tried it out. And I said, what do I want this character to be that's not already out there? You know, I don't want to mimic guys like Taker and Kane and all, you know, Bray Wyatt and all them. Like, how do I do something different? And you know, when I'm 40, so you know, one of my favorite things growing up was I was a huge fan of the Resident Evil games, and
okay.
You know, so B.O.W actually came from, you know, the bioorganic weapons. It was supposed to be like a failed experiment, and that was the original incarnation of B.O.W. And Brutus Owen Wesker, the name, you know, I was a big fan of Owen Hart, so the Owen got in there. Brutus, you know, you never see Brutus besides Brutus Beefcake, you know, you know, there's not a lot of Brutuses out there. And the Wesker obviously was the main antagonist from, you know, Resident Evil. So, you know, that's how it started. But I wanted to evolve. I was hitting a wall with the character of, you know, what the character I felt could be, and I felt it could be a lot more. So I said, what else did I like, you know, growing up? And I was a big fan of the Hellraiser movies and Pinhead. And I said, how can I evolve the character now to make it, you know, something like that? So now, you know, I started walking out as a bad guy, I was walking out with the actual puzzle box from Hellraiser.
I remember
and I actually have it. And the whole, you know, story arc behind the character was that I was the Cenobite that was the puzzle box was passed to from Pinhead. So that's why I'd walk around with it. And like, we're talking when I started doing that whole gimmick where I was walking out with that, you know, one time I had a manager and he'd carry the puzzle box out, you know, behind me. And I told him, I said, if you're going to do it, I want you to wear white gloves, like pallbearer gloves, because no mortal hand can touch the puzzle box, you know? So, you know, I was doing stuff with that where the one time I got a guy counted out because I threw him the puzzle box and he had like a seizure outside the ring. You know, I cracked someone over the head because, you know, mortal hand touched the puzzle box. So, you know, it was like the fans that they kind of didn't get it. But, you know, another time, you know, so when I started doing the Juggernaut of Evil, like the whole, like the ring's my torture chamber and I torture my opponents, you know, just like, you know, Pinhead. When I was at POW, I started walking around with a cattle prod. And
ouch.
So the one time in a match, I used the cattle prod on the referee, and the referee had a seizure in the ring. And when I say seizure, it was fake because I know that's there was an issue about it a couple of years ago. With the,
I read into that one. I was like, oh no,
it was just Alka-Seltzer, but the fans really got into it. So. But you know, now go ahead.
That's great. I love it. We do have a question from Brett Cooper. When was the last time someone called you or referred to you as Bane?
It happens all the time, and I've just accepted it. You know, like I've doing this character now for well over 10 years. You know, I've gotten used to the fact that there's that Bane looking motherfucker. You know, so
I was born in the darkness.
If that's at the end of the day, if you're coming to a wrestling show because, hey, I want to go see that Bane-looking motherfucker wrestle, well, I'll so be it. Whatever it takes to get you your asses in the seats.
Yeah, you're still coming to see me.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, and it just kind of dawned upon me when I read that comment. You said back once the one promotion you were training with kind of closed, you were in the stages of revamping yourself and creating yourself. It's kind of, and again, I hate to say it, but kind of like the line from Bane with Tom Hardy. Nobody really cared until I put the mask on.
That really launched it for me. Yeah. It really improved. I was traveling a lot more. I traveled a lot more than I ever could have imagined traveling in the United States when I started doing this character. You know, and the bookings definitely ramped up.
Speaking of bookings and traveling, the next question I have is from your fellow scumbag. How many states and which ones have you wrestled in?
Texas. I wrestled for Texas when there were still NWA territories. So wrestled in Texas, Kansas, wrestled Trevor Murdoch.
Oh wow.
Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and I think that's about it so far. So 9 states.
We're going to count Illinois, so it's 9. Yeah, 9 states. If you count Illinois.
Yeah, so I've been to 9 states. I've had opportunities to go to other states. It's just, the money wasn't right. And, that's the thing in the business. It's like the money's got to be right. I'm 40 years old with a career, and excuse me, I can't take a weekend off to travel, 15 hours to make, $50, So, there's plenty of opportunities out there, and it's a grind out there. You got to have a good gimmick because if you're going somewhere, you got to sell some merch to really make your ends meet. So the character has to definitely be over. So traveling all these, states and whatnot, it was great, there's a lot of people with many more miles under their belt than me. But at the same time, peeling back the onion a little bit, I have 2 kids and a wife at home, and I never wanted to be, one of those guys that, left them every single weekend, or all weekend doing 3 or 4 shows a weekend, because, I still wanted to be a vertical figure for my kids where I can actually pick them up and hold my kids and, play with my kids. I don't want to, be one of these people that's always sore and can't, play with my children, because that's a big thing for me is my family. So, there's a look inside the mind.
I think with that, you get a lot of respect and kudos for it, because a lot of, guys and girls nowadays who do have families have to find their balance. And, I kind of asked you earlier in the pre-questionnaires and the pre-shows, because we are professionals here at Tables, Ladders, and Chatter, and we check our egos at the door. How do you find that balance from bow in the ring? And, if you've ever been to an RPW show, your amazing family, absolutely love your family. Your family's great. They're there, they're cheering you. How do you help with that sort of shift from bow in the ring and bow with the fans to dad?
Well, when I first started dating my wife, she, I always kept it a kind of a mystery, like, hey, I'm busy this weekend, I got something going on. She's like, what are you doing? Like, she wanted to know, like, no. So after dating for like 2 months, I finally said, well, you just got to see what I do, and then we'll see what you think of it. So I brought her to her first show, and I was a bad guy. And, so she watches the show, and like, her reaction was, I don't understand how you're such this nice person outside of the ring, but when you're in the ring, you're just this asshole, and I don't know why I'm dating you.
Listen, so
that's great. That's
so
awesome.
the ring is where I let it out. The ring is where I let it out. Like that's where I get I get it out of my system for and then I just go back to being dad and husband B.O.W. during the week. And I have a wife that I told her, I said, this is going to be a part of my life until I want to be done with it. I'm not going to be like, here's an ultimatum, you're done with this, or, and I said, I'm going to go as long as I want, as long as I'm vertical and can do it, and she's been very supportive, and just go back to being a dad, like I make sure I have my weekends where I have my family time, and, I wind it down a lot. I'm only doing like 2 bookings a month. I used to do a hell of a lot more. Used to be 3, or sometimes I'll throw in a 3rd booking per month, but the main thing is like traveling outside of state, like I don't travel too far, like Wisconsin's like my farthest right now. I haven't really been pursuing much outside of that. I've made some inquiries to some good looking feds that I've seen out there. We'll see what happens, but I just got to balance that work home life balance, wrestling home life balance, because you see it too often. People throw their families away for wrestling, and it's like wrestling's not always going to be there, guys.
I do have to ask the question, and has it ever happened? And you don't have to answer this. If you and Mrs. Bow, Mrs. B.O.W. are in an argument, she looks at you like, I'm not cheering for you this weekend.
No, I mean that's never happened, because like still. I mean, you've seen the kids. The kids, they won't allow it.
And I gotta imagine. And again, I don't. Me and Jake don't have kids. Brad is a father. It's got to be a lot easier on you to be with a company which is RPW, that is such a family-oriented show or family-oriented company, that you have no reservations of bringing your family to it, and they're going to have a good time. That's got to give you some sort of relaxation when you're in the ring.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It's great to have them there. They always wanted to have a place where they can come and see Dad, like that's close by. So being, the fact that it's within our, backyard pretty much, that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my family, because I told the RPW, I said, this is the place I want to be, guys. I want this to be my home company that I'm wrestling at every month. I'm here and I want to be one of your guys. So now here we are after the grinding out for 3 years. It's going to be happening this year. You're pretty much going to see me every show this year.
Yes.
So
my last family question related. Have you ever been asked to go to career day?
Not yet. But I have been asked to do birthday parties.
Are you bringing the mask to career day if you get asked?
What's that?
He has to.
Are you gonna bring them? Are you gonna bring the mask to the career day?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they already tell their friends. They already tell their friends. My dad's a wrestler. I'm like, oh yeah, is that for real? They don't believe it, so I might have to just walk in one day.
In character.
But my kids wear the shirts to school, so that's my dad on the shirt, and the kids realize, oh, okay.
We do have a question from Jeff Ryburn. It's kind of interesting to me. How does it feel being one of the biggest men on the circuit right now? And then a part 2 to that, any chance of seeing the Plague in JWA?
Well, the Plague's kind of been put to rest. We're doing more of the Scumbag Army nowadays. That's just, never say never, but Tom used to be in the Plague too, and he won't do the Ace Bradley gimmick no more. It's too much of a pain in the ass for him, so that's part of the reason why the Plague ain't coming back. So I mean, JWA, I've had my eyes on them for a while. I just I don't know who the person to reach out to is, but I'm always open to travel. If it's a good promotion, and they don't want to be low ballers, because it's a thing that happens a lot. But what was the first part of that? You said the first part of the question again?
The first part is, how does it feel being one of the biggest big men on the circuit right now?
I'm guessing that means as far as popularity. I'm guessing, is that right? Is that popularity? Yeah. Well,
I would assume so.
That's how I'm reading. That's how I'm interpreting.
It's flattering. I've gotten more of this in the last year than I've ever gotten. People are telling me there's guys that are new guys in the business that are starting out that are bigger guys, and they want to learn stuff from me, because they're I'm getting it even in the locker rooms and stuff. Yeah. I don't I've been getting called more by some of the guys, you're one of the best big men in the area, and I'm flattered to hear that, because there's a lot of big guys in the Midwest. I don't know what I'm doing that's standing me out more than other people, but I'm very flattered and humbled by it, to get some recognition like that. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that don't like me, and I could care less who likes me, because I know my circle, and and I have my family and stuff. So if you like me, I'll tell you this much: there's people out there that don't like me on a personality level. It's probably less than 5 people, because I've always kept a good reputation for everyone, or to everyone that I've wrestled and everyone I've been in the ring with, because it's always been about, for me, keeping people safe. I don't have a reputation of where I've hurt people in a ring. I don't have a reputation for really, being a dickhead to promoters, unless, they wronged me. I've never really trash talked any promoter unless they've wronged me. So it's humbling to hear that, all my hard work after all this time's paying off. And, I'm always willing to help the younger guys out, as long as they show that they want it. Because one of the biggest problems you run into these days is with these young kids is you go to try to teach them something or try to critique them. They're not very receptive to it, because they think you're trying to attack them. And it's no, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to make you better. There's a story I'm reminded of James Creed when he first started off in the business. And he was, doing all this crazy stuff in the ring. I said, yeah, you're good, kid, but you got to calm it down, because you're doing so much out there, and you're going to see when you hurt yourself. Well, he hurt himself after his first year, and I don't remember what the injury was. I think he tore something in his knee. But he came to me later and he said, I wish I would have listened to you. Because when I first came to Rocket Pro, I was doing like the simplest things in a ring to get a crowd reaction. And the young kids are coming up to me saying, like, that's all it took to get a reaction out of the crowd. I'm like, yeah, guys, it's easy. You know, just you got to work them. You got to work hard. Like, it's not always about the flashy moves.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I'll say this: seeing a big man pull off an arm drag is pretty impressive. You got to get him right in the armpit area.
And, you know, that's something that's something I take a lot of pride in too. Like, they always gave me shit for that because the big man, you're not supposed to do these things. Well, you know,
there's a story behind there, gentlemen. There's a story.
I sent you that match and you watched it. I know what you're referring to.
You did, and again, I'll say this. We're gonna peel back the onion. You know, I saw as soon as you said, I want you to look at it, see what I'm doing. You get him right there in the armpit. You get him right there, and you got that nice comfort. Again, you're a big guy. You doing stuff like that, I'm going to get in trouble, and Vic's going to get mad at me. Sorry, Coach. But they tell you, this isn't what you're not supposed to do, but we're going to show it to you anyways.
Well, you always learn the basics. You always learn the basics. So, like, I always like to pay homage to the basics because, you know, at the end of the day, they train you from day one. If anybody ever gets hurt in the ring, you got to know your basics because you got to see what level someone's at on an injury in the ring. And you got to know what they're able to do because it's either take you home now or, hey, I'm hurt, but I'm okay. I can work through it. And then, like, these guys don't realize they get put together this 5-star match where it's spot after spot after spot. But the second your opponent, your dance partner, gets hurt, you know, if it's God forbid, it's a major injury. You know, you gotta scrap everything you just put together back there, and that's like something we try to tell the guys. Like, yeah, I'm glad you can do all these moves, but what happens if this happens? Are you going to sit there and be stone cold face just staring like, oh, no, I just hurt somebody? Or are you like, one time a guy dropped me on a body slam, and he sat there and looked at me during the headlights, and I jumped on him because he was sitting there looking at me because, like, I landed on my feet. So I gave him a clothesline and started, you know, putting the boots to him. I was like, it's good. I was like, you can't sit there and look at me like, you know, I just messed up. You know, that's not how this works.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shameless plug. And you want to know what? I will say this. This is a shameless plug. The Ice Pick Wrestling Academy is one. And again, I've talked to you about it. You know, I think that's why you're such an approachable guy because you have such a love. Like, this is why we do what we do. Whether we're in the ring, we do the podcast. We love what wrestling is, and to have guys who have that same love and want to give back and see the growth of professional wrestling, which is, I'm going to answer your question, why people approach you and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? You know, I've seen you in the ring. I've compared you to Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm like, well, you know what? I love my coaches, but I need a big man's perspective. I need, you know, because you know how to move, you know how, and I'm assuming as I grow and I learn, it's going to be different, but you hit the nail on the head. You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yes.
And the basics, again, I don't think I can ever move like a cruiserweight, but I'm learning how to do moves like a cruiserweight, which is kind of impressive. I hate chain wrestling. It's like a puzzle. And I say puzzle because the whole pinhead conversation, it's that puzzle box. Again, you make one wrong turn with that box, you're in cloud 7 when you should be on 4. But again, and hearing you say the basics, you need to learn this before you do this, so you have a safe match. It brought me back to that, and I'll say this about the Ice Pick Academy: it's absolutely great. If you don't know, and I'm going to say this, hopefully people know what I'm talking about with independent wrestling in the Chicagoland area and Blitz and RPW and POW and Frozen Tundra and SCW. It is run by Vic Capri. Absolute great dude. Too bad. I love him to death. But I had to get into that little spiel to answer your question, why guys come to you, you know, which again leads me into my next point. You hit the nail right on the head. You and that hammer tonight, man. I'm looking at that bottle of bourbon. I don't want to do another one. Wrestling is a very fickle being, whether it be from the crowd aspect or whether it be behind the curtain. And the one thing that I've noticed, and again, I don't want to have an ego here, but I've been around, I've seen shows, I've seen you do it, I've heard you talk and kind of peeling back the curtain. And if I get in trouble with RPW management, sign my letter, I'll sign my fine. But I love the fact that you and a lot of other veteran guys have the nice little conversation before everything gets going. Fuck!
Double trouble.
You mean the pre-show meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the one thing I consistently hear, if you are not comfortable doing it, don't fucking do it.
Yep.
And to hear it coming from you and again, it's funny to me that I hear this constantly from the big men. You, Michaels, Marche, the big guys have the common sense to say it, but you have these young talent guys who are a little bit downsized from the bigger aspects of life. I don't hear them say it as much, and it kind of boggles my mind. Maybe you can give me a little insight on that.
Well, I mean, it's always, the big guys, like, they can't move like the small guys. They always, that's the philosophy, which, we're never going to be as fast. But, if there's someone that's been doing this 17 years, I've never had a major injury, but I've never not gone out there and had an entertainment.
Knock on wood.
Yes, knock on wood. Yes, knock on wood. But I've never went out, even in the 17 years of doing it, where I've never had a major injury, knock on wood, I've never had a non-entertaining match. I've never had a non-entertaining match. Like, and that's the one thing I try to preach to these guys. Like, okay, you went out there and had a good match. Now I'm going to go out there and show you me doing a hell of a lot less than you just did and having the same crowd reaction. And that's the one thing I want them to understand is, like, you have a card, of 8 matches, and not all of the wrestlers in the back talk to each other. Fans don't want to see the same match over and over again. And that's why that's another reason why, like, I separate myself from other people. Like, when you see me wrestling in the ring, you'll never see me do a with the exception of like the basic clothesline or something. You'll never see me do a flashy move that someone else is doing on the card that night, because I take a lot of pride in separating myself from everybody else to where I am doing the moves that no one else is doing, that, is not the hot flashy move of the month that they saw at the WWE pay-per-view, like, oh, I saw this on WWE, I'm going to start doing it. There's stuff in my arsenal that I'll just pull out of my bag randomly. Like, my moveset's not set in stone. I don't have the 5 moves of doom. I have, whatever I feel like pulling off that night that makes sense.
I was just going to ask you about that. Wise Man once said you need 5 moves.
Yeah, I mean, you got your finisher and stuff, and like the 1 or 2 moves, like me, like how often, like, I do the clothesline off the top rope, but I do it every single time I wrestle? No, because I do it when it makes sense. Running power slam, obviously, is called the last suffering. That's, the finisher. But, the electric chair drop, who else is doing that at Rocket Pro? I use that. Nobody. No one else does that. The trapping headbutts. I adopted that from Al Snow. No one uses that. That was something that no one has ever used until I started doing it. I'm talking about where I grab the guy's arms and I start doing the headbutts to set up. Yeah, no one does that. There's just simple stuff like that. People, I'll be honest. As a big guy, I like technical wrestling. So you could see me sometimes in my matches. I'll incorporate some type of technical wrestling or a technical wrestling move. Like, I've done gut wrench suplexes in matches because no one does it.
Impressive.
I've done reverse suplexes where you pick the guy up and you drop them, do it, on their chest, reverse suplexes. I'm like, no one's doing stuff like this anymore. And then, like, you pull it off, people are like, holy shit, what was that? I like that. That's what I want to see in the crowd.
It kind of goes back with you, and this is why we love having guests on, because this isn't the type of stuff that everybody knows. And it kind of goes that the whole, like, different line moveset for the big guys. It kind of goes back to when you revamped yourself. Excuse me. You did the simple things. You did the mask, and then you did the hand gesture, it kind of goes to show that if you have the testicular fortitude to do something that everybody's afraid to do, it's going to benefit you in the long run.
Exactly. Yep.
Danny Wallace, I don't understand this one. Is she doing proper burn?
Bum.
I don't know what that means. Oh, bum? What the fuck?
Bump?
Bumps?
Okay.
We
do have a couple more questions. I don't know. It's hold on. He said bum. B-U-M. Huh. Don't understand.
Okay.
You have to reply to that. We do have. This is a two-parter. What are your top 5 favorite matches you've wrestled?
God. Well,
they're coming out with the heavy-hitting questions tonight.
Oh man. So definitely the one last man standing match I did with Tom. That was like 8 years ago. That's on my YouTube page. Make sure you guys check out my YouTube page. My YouTube page, subscribe to it because I have like a tons of matches on there.
Well, we're gonna once we're done with this, we will post your YouTube channel in the comments. Go check it out. Go like, share, and follow B.O.W.
Tom, I wrestled Tom Latimer before he was the TNA heavyweight champion. About 4 years ago in Tinley Park, and Tom Latimer, he's one of the guys that's made it. He's got the look, right? So here I am, just another big guy, right? And you're not the physical specimen, right? So I went out there with Tom Latimer. We had an awesome match. They put that promoter put me in a ring, put a manager out there with me. I didn't want out there with me, and the manager actually in the business it's called botch. It botched the finish. So that's the only hiccup there was in the match. It wasn't on me. It was on my stupid manager. But when I went backstage, Tom Latimer bitched out my manager, but then he walked over to me and he said, "Brother," he's like, "the only thing you're missing with your whole gimmick is flashier entrance gear. But other than that, you're a damn good worker." And he's like, "I got nothing but mad respect for you out there. You brought it to me, and we beat each other's ass out there." So that was very humbling to me because that was like, it was like crossing the T on my career. Like, okay, I could still go out there and go toe to toe with these guys that are in the big leagues.
That's a great thing. That's a.
And then he was TNA champion like a year later. So the heavyweight champion, or not TNA, was the NWA heavyweight champion. So.
Oh yeah, Billy Corgan's promotion.
Sorry. So yeah, so that was great. I wrestled Ken Anderson twice. And one of the cool things about Ken Anderson was he most promoters bring him in to do a singles match, right? And Ken Anderson insists that you do a 2 out of 3 falls match with him, and the reason being is because he wants you to pin him.
Wow.
He wants you to pin him one time. So twice I wrestled Ken Anderson. It was 2 out of 3 falls, and Ken and I have nothing but mad respect for each other. We both matches, we beat the shit out of each other, and he's like, once again, for a big guy, you can keep up and you can fucking move, So that was like really humbling for me as well. God, what else? Me and Marche have had some great matches out in the Indies. Too many to name. I had a good match with Garrison Creed last year up at Frozen Tundra. That match I was talking about where we just had it was pretty much a street fight. And, like Garrison Creed couldn't believe I can move as good as I could for a big man either. And, you
are quite the phenomenal anomaly.
But it's just kind of catch. I'm sure I'm missing tons of matches. I've had so many good matches. I like the second match me and Steve Michaels had, where I did the electric chair drop to the table. That one was a lot better than the first, and I'll admit that.
Oh my god! That crowd went bananas.
Yeah.
Like.
What else? It's just other than that, that's what I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's tons out there. I've had great matches with Lennox Leone, multiple times, and it's just I'm always looking to have more. Like just keep the trainer rolling.
So part 2 to that from the same gentleman. Who are the top 3 opponents you face in your career?
Machine.
17 years.
You can add Machine to there and put that match in there too, because I originally me and Machine had a retirement match. So add that to one of the list of my top 5, because me and Machine had a retirement match at POW where again it was last man standing and we beat the dog shit out of each other. Like there was everything in this match. Like it's like, you can find it out there. It's a really good match. So Machine's one of my top ones. Marche, he'll always, be up there too, because me and him, a lot of people that wrestle Marche, they're so scared of his chops. And I know it's, that everyone's gonna talk about Marche's chops, but Marche would always tell me, like, when he chops me, he says he's sorry. I was like, what the fuck are you sorry for? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, that's like a lot of things. Like, I hear this shit all the time. Like, oh my God, he chops so hard. Like, okay, what? What about it? Yeah, cool. He chops hard. Who gives a shit? It's part of the business, guys. So definitely Marche has always brought it to me. Willie the Bomb Richardson was another one that I've always had some good matches with too. I mean, he's pretty much retired now, but man, when I earned that man's respect, that meant a lot to me, because he was an old Windy City guy, and like, we had another awesome last man standing match. It's on YouTube. And just, it's crazy. Like, because I've always been a guy like, let's do last man standing matches. I don't do death matches. I'll do last man standing match all day, because you can control the variables. You're not doing flaming tables and stuff like that. Like, no, like at the end of the day, I want to be presentable to my wife and kids.
Fair enough. In case career day comes afoot. And kind of going with
hold on.
With the
Cody, hold on. We got a question from the comments. What's your Mount Rushmore?
That's my question. Oh, she takes my question.
What's your Mount Rushmore of favorite wrestlers, big men or otherwise?
Oh, geez. Isn't that the last question that we're supposed to answer at the end of the podcast?
Yeah, that's the last one. We're going to put.
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that one.
That's my question, Brett. Thank you.
That one.
Yes.
That's right.
So, we kind of going with the whole respect thing. Which pro wrestler inspired you the most? I mean, if there's multiple, give them, but everybody's kind of got that one guy that stood out. Shut up, Wendell.
So this is a 2-part answer. So,
okay.
Undertaker would have been my main inspiration behind doing the gimmick, but
okay.
Bret Hart would have been the main inspiration for the moves and stuff.
Okay.
Because I mean, I used to do gut wrench suplex or gut wrench power bombs and gut wrench suplex and stuff like that. Like I always wanted to be the big man technical wrestler. So whenever I could throw it in there, it's because I always liked technical wrestling. Like, even though like the big guys have to do it, I always like throwing technical wrestling if I can in a match. Even though guys like Mike Anthony will bitch me out in the back. Mike Anthony will bitch me out in the back how he wants to. But I just, like, sorry, Mike, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And again, it's what makes you stand out the most. I mean, Bret Hart, again, no pun intended, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Undertaker, I think everybody, some more people than not, Maximus Orion has idolized Undertaker in their moveset. Oh boy. Didn't say that out loud, did I?
Well, let me just say the reason why it's Undertaker, like there's everybody could say it's a montage or whatever, like it's cliche or whatever, but the reason why it was Undertaker is my story. The way I got into wrestling was I watched it for the first time with my dad when Undertaker debuted, and that character just lived with me ever since then. So, that's why. It's not just, hey, it's the cliche, you're the dark wrestler. No, it's like, for me, it was Taker because, I started watching wrestling with my father, and that happened to be the very first wrestling pay-per-view show, wherever it was, I ever watched with my father. So, that's why it just clicked with me.
And I think, and you know, we've come from doing the podcast that it's always like a deeper within the like the family reason why you get into wrestling. Like your dad watched it, your grandpa watched it, and again, that's got to be something great for you because you know you had that with your dad, and now you get to share that with your kids. You know, so it's kind of a nice little circle of life kind of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jake, you did not just curse us, did you? I saw the hand movements, Jake. Hannah, stop it. You're not cursed. Nobody's cursed. This is a fun one.
Hold on. I've got a question.
Okay.
And it's something, and I can't forget if it was the Undertaker's podcast or Bully Ray. And I want your opinion, Bao. But they said, like, guys finishing moves should not be duplicated and be like a regular move. So, you know, and I think it was the Undertaker. He goes, let's say, for instance, he's like Ric Flair. His finishing move was always the figure four leg lock.
Yep.
And somebody always tapped out. He goes, and now you have guys that are just using it on a regular basis, and there's no tap outs. He was like, there shouldn't be. He's like Steve Austin. That's a finisher. Stone Cold Stunner. Done. You don't
Weak
kick out.
chin music.
He's like, but
yeah, super kick now.
you know, exactly. Shawn Michaels, super kick. But he's like, there's too many guys that are using this. And he goes, it shouldn't because these were finishers. You're basically saying this finisher is nothing. So, yeah, I'm just going to use it. So I was wondering where your stance was that because the Undertaker was like, it should never be allowed.
Well, I mean, you should always. So my first thing that I do whenever I walk to new promotion is I walk up to everybody and say, hey, guys, just so you know, like this is what I use as a finish. You know, this is anybody doing this here? Because I don't want to be duplicating anybody, obviously. And, you know, I go based off of that. But you're always taught a finisher should be protected. It's like the one move that should put people away. And, you know, I don't like watching when, you know, people are taking all these finishers unless it makes sense. Like, you know, my kids are watching wrestling now, so I'm kind of up with the times. Like, I recently watched that, you know, that SummerSlam main event between, you know, Reigns and Rollins, you know, not to, you know, name drop stuff, but, you know, like that match, like that was one of those matches where like it made sense because all the stuff they've been through, the story told into that made sense. But like for every match, like to be like you're kicking out a finisher to finisher and independence or whatever, it makes the whole card have to work harder because now it's like one of the things they always taught us too, like if you're in the main event's the only one that's allowed to go outside the ring. Well, obviously that doesn't happen no more these day and age because like, you're supposed to build the card up properly is what we were told to, you know, make sure that when the main event goes out there, there's still something for the fans to bite onto and, you know, something that's different. That's why I got back to always doing the different moves that in the ring for myself. So, you know, personally, unless it makes sense, I don't agree with it. You know, that should be the exclamation point on your match. But that's just me. You know, and just, you know, like I have a rule of thumb is that like, here's something that I've always dealt with as a big man in the wrestling business. Whenever you get in the ring with someone that's like half my size or, you know, a big man in general, you get in the ring with someone that's half your size, everybody expects a squash match. Like you should just bulldoze this small guy and like destroy them in like 3 minutes. And I'm one that was like, I was trained like not to do that. Like you have to give everybody their fair shake of the stick, even if it's their first match. Like you have to give them some kind of, you know, moment where it looks like they have an opportunity where they can possibly pull one over on you, whether it's just like, you know, a quick schoolboy or something. And like, you know, just to give them that brief moment of hope that the fans can buy into. Because if you train wreck everybody you get in the ring with, you know, you're not building their character for them at all. So one of the things I do in a ring, like if you ever watch any of my matches with a guy that's half my size, and like I've had it before where we're putting matches together, and they're like, "You're only gonna knock me down 3 times," and I'm like, "Well, yeah. How many times do you want to get knocked down?" Like, well, I wrestle guys that are 2 times my size that want to give me, you know, 7, 8 moves out there. I'm like, I said, I'm not here to kill you, man. I'm like, if I needed to bump you more than 3 times, it makes me look weak psychology wise. Like, if you're half my size and it takes more than 3 moves to put you down, then not only do I look weak, it's overkill. So like, yeah, I mean, I say three times I'm knocking them down, but maybe 1 or 2 more with just like the basics. But you shouldn't be, over knocking people down in a match unless it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's that's what I'm talking about. Like less is more. Less is more is always the biggest thing they taught us. Less is more, and don't overkill it out there.
Yeah. We do have a fun question, and this one is being asked live, so you can come ask him.
Hi.
She has a fun question for you. Go ahead.
What is your favorite mask you have?
My favorite mask, probably this one right now. It's hard to find reputable mask makers in the wrestling business, so that make quality stuff. So this one was actually made by a leathersmith. So this one here is my favorite currently until I come up with the idea for another one, because I've drawn out all my mask designs myself.
Well, you know what?
How about you do teeth, like teeth,
Oh,
like chocolatey teeth?
Trust me,
It
kind of looks like it.
I thought about it, but I don't want to look too much like Bray Wyatt's mask.
Yeah. We know Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, skedaddle.
But how about you have a tongue out of it? A sharp tongue.
Oh, good Lord. Skedaddle.
Although the next idea I have, so I had a mask that was inspired by Master Shredder. That was always a fun one. And the idea I'm working on right now for my next mask, I'm trying to get ahead of the game. I just got to find a guy that can work with me to do it. I'm trying to go with something that's very Dr. Doom-esque.
Ooh, Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is from Marvel. Skedaddle, go.
I have a question.
You just asked a question.
I have another question for you. How
Later.
many people are watching?
A lot of people.
I can't even see.
All right, get out of here.
Tell me
Graham,
how
go. All right, count hours over. Jesus Christ, love the kid to death. We do have, and again, this is a fun one, and with listening to how you've created your gimmick and how you've become B.O.W. We have the question: if your entrance had an unlimited budget, what completely unnecessary thing would you add?
I did see that question actually, so I thought about that. I thought it would be kind of cool. I thought it would be kind of cool if when I did the B.O.W. the fireworks would go like boom, boom, boom. I thought that'd be cool.
I know a firework guy. We can make. Listen, if we gotta take the ring outside of St. Joe's and get fireworks going, I know a guy. We'll make it happen. But what colors would you use?
Probably. Well, I mean, I don't think you can get purple. Well, you can get purple fireworks. I've always liked purple and green.
I get you purple and green. If B.O.W. wants purple and green, I'll get purple and green. I legitimately will pull up my phone, and in my phone, his name is Pyro Chief. He's my Pyro Chief, and I'll get you purple and green. I will get you purple and green.
Sounds good. Don't let the owner of RPW hear that.
Well,
oh God, which one? They're probably watching right now, which we love you guys so much. I would never do anything to.
I'll just say that the man behind the Oz the Great and Powerful, the man behind the curtain. Don't let him hear that because they'll start.
the lighting wizard. The lighting wizard.
Yep.
Oh my God. I was
just saying the lighting. It might not be fireworks, but the lighting wizard might do purple and green, and every time you do that, it'll flash. Maybe.
Right? Yep. There you go.
Dude, he can make it happen. I'm thinking, purple and green outfit. I like it.
I might have to put in a word.
That's the. Hold on. That guy right there. I don't know where everybody's screen is, but Jake is the lighting tech and training for RPW. Him and the lighting wizard are like this. It's insane.
Okay.
I love it. So
Sorry, man.
Jake knows the guy. Just
So, question.
it is getting to.
Hold on,
Yes,
real
sir.
quick. One last question.
Or for
Bob.
Bob.
So, when you're coming up with these, like, for your adding stuff on, have you ever thought about doing like how Vader used to come out with the big huge thing? Because I'm going to tell you.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
When Vader first came out with that thing in WCW, it was just like, okay, who is this guy? And it was like his gimmick was phenomenal because everybody loved it.
Yeah, I've tried going down that path and seeing, but the problem is I always come to is like, what would I do is like that's not like his that would mimic him too much because like his I remember his looked like really cool and stuff like very what's the movie Mad Max-ish. I just I have to think of something that would make it my own, but more or less like a headpiece like that's going to cost a lot of money and. When you got a family, the wife's like, why were we spending $500 or more on this?
I mean, let's be fair. You can come out with a microwave on your head.
Well, yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because I was going to say that too. Like, man, can you imagine the time that guy took cutting that microwave apart?
I used to install microwaves, and I can tell you that man was committed.
Oh yeah,
like if that man's commitment for that costume is any type of an idea what that man is, the woman he's married to or will marry, he's fully committed. That's insane. Tater time. Tater time. Dude, that was the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
all right. So, ultimate question. We're getting to that hour and a half. So the ultimate question, and I love this question because everybody is different. Who is, but I switch it up. I'm going to switch that one up just because I like to ask this one. I'm being petty. I'm going to be petty right now. Who is your Mount Rushmore of underrated big men? And I'm talking history-wise.
Good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Underrated. God. Viscera.
And it could be
underrated.
Wow. And it could be pros, independent, anybody. Any big man, underrated big man.
Okay, so it's not a Mount Rushmore, so it's like there's a guy I wrestled named Sam Stackhouse. He there's a lot of credit because he moves like I do. If you ever seen any of his footage, he does crazier shit than I do. And I got to work him. So Sam Stackhouse is definitely one of them. There was a guy that passed away that was he was from New York. He passed away a couple of years ago. He used to come to Chicago. I met him a few times. The Jurassic Juggernaut. He passed away in the ring.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he was really good for a big man. There's a tag team called Warhorse out of Ohio. I think his name's God, what the hell's his name? His name's like Pat something. His name's Pat. I worked him. He was really good. Definitely underrated for what that guy can do. Warhorse, the big guy. His name's Pat. I can't remember his full gimmick name. But I was in a nice little program with him. Punisher 747 retired, but me and him had some great matches. He's very underrated for a big guy. And I don't think you could say that Willie the Bomb was underrated. He was out there for so long. Willie the Bomb was a great big man. So like you see where I learn all my stuff from. Like I've been in I've had some great peers. That I've came up in the business with that taught me a lot of stuff. So that's a few of the good big men that I know that are underrated on the independent scene. Not mainstream, but I like to pay homage to the guys that are on the independent scene that I've worked at. I've seen some good stuff out of.
Yeah, and I think again that kind of shows why up and comers come to you. They know that you're not afraid to pay it forward, and you're gonna be honest because they know you've been there, you've been through the trials and tribulations, and It just speaks about your character. Again, for somebody who runs with the Scumbag Army, they're the nicest scumbags I've ever met. Now,
there might be
second part-
5 people that disagree, but that's about it.
Well, I can take 5 fingers and go any, mini, miny, mo to them. That was kind of clever. I'm on a roll. Don't even start, Jake. All right. So this weekend, Frozen Tundra, Wisconsin State Fair.
No, that was last weekend. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of what happened there. Dodge County Fair.
Dodge County Fair this weekend.
Beaver Dam, Wisconsin.
B.O.W. Beaver Dam.
Yep.
God, there's so many jokes. Like I've never really wanted to take an image of pro wrestlers in a beaver.
Well,
And
here's
damn,
the
it's
thing.
gonna be tight.
If you guys make the drive up, if anybody out there makes the drive up for that show, after the wrestling show, George Thurgood and the Destroyers are playing live.
Oh, look at Jake! Look at Cowboy! You had him at Thurgood. So you got that this weekend.
Hey, Jake, it looks like you're not feeling well. I can see it right now. I'm kind of sick.
You might.
I lost my sick days.
You're a karaoke DJ. You don't get sick days. You just,
Exactly.
We love
After hours,
So we
after hours, B.O.W. is fun at karaoke bars.
I know a guy.
Listen,
I know a guy.
We'll make it happen. Jared Priest, looking forward to watching this from the beginning. Yes, it is already uploaded on YouTube and Facebook.
Wendell now wants to know what happened at the fair last week.
Oh,
look it up. There was like a team takeover, and they started randomly beating people up there.
Ooh, we're gonna have to again. All of B.O.W.'s videos are on his YouTube channel, so go check him out on YouTube. Then we have RPW September 12th, Fall Brawl, number 25 in the Royal Rumble, which is going to be an absolute banger. Jake,
Yes.
You never said who you have winning.
He did. You were away.
Oh yeah, getting that monstrosity. God,
who's he picking?
It's because I made the TLC reference to B.O.W. They're all rooting for me too.
Well, I've got one pick, but I know he's not going to win just because it's him.
Who?
I've been a day oneer. Maximus.
Who?
Maximus.
Oh, you're a corporate sellout. So we got that coming up for you. Extremely busy couple weeks coming up for you.
Real quick to your comments. There was no wrestling at that Wisconsin State Fair that I knew of because one of your followers asked about if the wrestlers got involved. There was no wrestling at that show. I'm just hoping they'll try some stupid stuff at this one.
Oh, good. Another Birdwin Eagles Club situation?
No, you'd watch that famous footage of the fan jumping in the ring with Austin and Triple H.
Dude, if somebody's that stupid to jump in the ring with you, they have a death wish. They probably just need like a good solid hug kind of thing. Like, and again, if you have kids, they need an Olaf hug, nice warm hug thing. See, there it is. Again, we want to thank B.O.W. for coming on tonight. Absolute blast. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure if you are able to make the drive up to Wisconsin through the Frozen Tundra event, check that out. He is tag teaming with his Scumbag Army brethren, one half of the RPW Tag Team Champions, Youth Gone Wild, Tom Heisman. Thank God he didn't come on here tonight. Thank you, Jesus.
I got one more announcement to make.
Announcement. Here we go.
New Scumbag Army T-shirts will be available in the next week.
Yay!
I can't have enough.
They may be available Saturday if I can pick them up.
Yeah. No, I did not get them for the niece and nephew yet. I've been dealing with shit. I'll get them for them. They've been bugging me about it too. RPW, September 12th. Wendell got any t-shirt links? Well, you want to know what, Wendell? If you listen to what I said, go like and follow B.O.W on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm pretty sure the links will be there. Fuck.
Just add me on Facebook. I'll post a link if you guys want to buy some shirts. I got a couple on the thing, but I usually like to sell them in person to cut the middleman out.
5X. Again, message him, Wendell.
Wait. Hey, Wendell, why don't you show up on a Monday and we might just be nice?
Oh, God.
Oh, me?
No, the guy
No,
Wendell.
Not you, Wendell.
Used to hang out with
He used to come out all the time.
us.
I was going to say family day on Monday for
Well,
me.
he got married. He got married. But I want to again to give a massive shout out to B.O.W. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for teaching me not to ever mix Malort and Malort bourbon. No more 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. I am out of beer. Want to give a massive shout out to all of our sponsors from Mage Toys, Rocket Pro Wrestling, Rocket Entertainment. We want to give a massive shout out to Industry Tap House for letting us come out. A massive shout out to Karaoke Entertainment. And did I forget anything, fellas? Probably not. But before we close it out, we like to have support your local scumbags. Listen, you can't be the scummiest you can be. Support your local scumbags. But we do like to end every show with our special guest taking it home. So if you want to drop some Jedi Master bullshit, or you want to give something to leave the viewers and the listeners, the floor is yours. I just hit my microphone.
Don't really have much, guys. Thanks for your time. I hope some people learn some stuff off of this. We'll see you out there on the shows. Thanks for to my fans that keep supporting me every year. Happy to be on my 17th year, and it's because of the fans. The reason why I keep going, and we wrestlers ain't nothing without the fans. So we appreciate you just as much as you appreciate our work. So thanks a lot, guys, for keeping the B.O.W movement alive and well, and look forward to hopefully at least another 10 years for me anyway.
Hey, you want to know what? We had an absolute blast with you tonight, brother. Looking forward to September. Looking forward to seeing. Good Lord, Jared Priest. I did not mean to strong pimp hand my microphone. Sorry, it's expensive. That's got to be one of your friends.
Actually, that's one of my original trainers.
Oh, right on. Absolutely.
So,
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been your Midweek Meltdown with the Juggernaut of Evil, the 3 most terrifying letters in independent wrestling right now, B.O.W. It is directly uploaded on Facebook, YouTube. It's hard. I don't know what to do with my hands.
No, I'm talking about
the wise one.
Fucking Brad.
The wise one.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm dealing with work stuff.
Come on, we got to have a picture for the podcast. Everyone's got to be doing this. Picture for the podcast. Come on. There you go.
Hold on.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Get your phone out there. Right screenshot it. Someone screenshot it.
We'll go back and screenshot it.
Well, you know what? It's like I said, it's uploaded. It's live. We're gonna go back and screenshot it at 1 hour and 43 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
Love it. We're gonna get it. All right, Bo. Best of luck to you this weekend. Bring it home. Yep. Don't have too much spotted cow. We will see you September 12th. Ladies and gentlemen, stay golden, stay blessed. We'll catch you next week.
Have a good night, guys.